Welcome in, everybody, as we get started with week number 2 in the Eastern European region, and it is going to be a great day to start off with. We've got BetBoom versus One Move and Team Spirit versus Hydra here. So looking ahead, we can see that if we look at the table, BetBoom 1-1, they did lose the match to Team Spirit, but looking to get themselves on the board again today. And Hurry, coming up against One Move. One Move haven't been setting the league alight. So what do they have to do here against BetBoom, who usually do, again, even against Team Spirit, took it to 3 games and, went the distance on that. What the One Move have to do to try and take this series off BetBoom today?
One Move are a team that you cannot really predict in terms of how well they're going to be playing. Their main problem is inconsistency, but when they play well, they actually have a shot even against the stronger teams. Considering that they took a game off of Spirit in the previous season and in this one as well, they're looking pretty solid. So I'm pretty much looking forward to this series. I think that this is a good way to start off the week, to actually see how the middle of the pack actually deals with the top dogs there, because Spirit and BetBoom, they were definitely uncontested in the first tour, but in the second one, I'm hoping here in week 2 and week 3 that One Move, Hellraisers, Virtus Pro, they might have something to say about it.
Yeah, and we can see that Hellraiser's looking at the table here at 3-0 already. They've won the matches up against VP, One Move, and Darkside. Only dropped a single match against One Move, taking them to the 2-1. And yeah, Hellraiser's sitting right at the top there. Team Spirit today looking to even it up, playing up against Hydra. Even Hydra, top of the table, second place here with Team Spirit. So that will be a bit of a breaker in the second series. Hydra on the 2-1 and Team Spirit on the 2-0. So winner of that will be able to join Hellraisers at the top of the table there on the 3 wins. And yeah, like you say, hopefully, this tour, the middle of the pack teams, those teams that you expect to not be challenging for the top spot, but could still make a push for second and third, looking to get themselves towards the major, because it does help when you get a few teams, a few different teams, and it does help the region grow. But yeah, looking at this match, it is going to be BetBoom versus One Move. And again, One Move, they've lost against, if we take a look, they lost against Team Spirit, and they also went down against Hellraisers there, like say 2-1. Did pick up a victory up against Hydra, though. Hydra came up from Division 2, looked pretty strong, but we'll see if they're going to be able to hold their own throughout the entire tour of Tour 2 here, coming up into Division 1. And looks like we are getting close to getting ready and getting underway here for the first series. But BetBoom, like I say, they want to bounce back against One Move here after the defeat from Team Spirit. How do you think they're going to play? Because, I mean, we do see BetBoom, or we did see in the last tour, they were great in the early game. They kind of let the mid-game, the teams come back in the mid-game and then ended up crushing teams in that late game. Do you expect them to still do the same, cool off in that mid-game, or do you think they've sorted their game out and they should just be dominant all the way through a game like this up against One Move?
If BetBoom don't sort out their early mid-game potential, in the last tour I was usually saying, okay, they are crushing the laning phase and then they are testing their limits, but time has passed. You need to stop testing your limits and you need to show what you're made of and be consistent at every point of the game, because that they had some serious issues in the major, and we can attribute that to they were ill or whatever. But if you get it in your fingers, even on the down days, even when you're not playing your best Dota, you will, with a team like this, with the mechanical skill like this, you will be able to be top 10 team in the world. So I'm hoping that they're gonna be consistently good throughout every part of the game. And One Move is actually a really good opponent to practice it against, because first of all, One Move are not the greatest in lanes, right? So if you get your advantage there, you can at least understand how to push your advantage. Though BetBoom, there were times in the previous tour where they just stomped, right? And I'm hoping that they're gonna do that, but just in a different way, crush the laning phase, then overtake the map according to what your draft should be doing. So that's what I'm hoping for them, because this team is a team with, like, I'd say the highest potential that hasn't been shown yet on the international stage. So we're hoping that's going to be the case. Everyone was putting them on top 3 in the major, and they ended up dropping the ball. So I'm thinking more consistency for BetBoom, less to rely less on their mechanical skill, and when that becomes a standard for them, then their mechanical skill will just take them a step further.
Yeah, and yeah, speaking about putting them in the top 3, wasn't me putting them there to win the entire thing. Could not have been me. But we look at, what they're going to be able to actually pick up here, getting into the draft. They've got the Rubik, they've got the Tiny being picked up. So 2 supports, or, the Tiny might not be the support. We have seen it, sometimes being played the core. But for the most part, you do expect it to be that position 4, or at least I do. So 2 really good heroes that do fit into the meta, even though there was some changes in the most recent patch. The Tiny still looks pretty good. Meanwhile, on the side of one move, they do get the Undyne and the Pangolier, the ban to the Bloodseeker, which if you are picking the Pangolier, to be expected. The Dragon Knight and the Death Prophet for their side. Meanwhile, on the side of BetBoom, it is going to be the Brood as well as the IO being taken away. The Dragon Knight one is a surprise to me, but it seems like he is the hero that's just ever so slowly sneaking into that, the meta in one of the top spots.
I mean, for some teams, he's first pick just because of the sheer flexibility. He's kind of the new Nature's Prophet, right? Just maybe slightly better. So I'm not at all surprised by the bans. What I'm surprised that BetBoom didn't go for the Pugna. They decided to go for the Rubik, and yeah, you touched upon the Tiny and his role. Well, yeah, BetBoom has been playing him as a support mostly, but I wouldn't be too surprised if GPK does take it over.
Yeah, he still has the potential with the into to being a mid hero. We saw last tour as well, and I can't remember who ran it, but there was the Tiny Techies combo. And it was incredibly effective. Came up against the Ember Spirit in the mid lane, and it was probably one of the strongest combinations I've seen up against the Ember Spirit. Completely shut down the Ember Spirit's lane. Obviously, the Avatos into the blast off, so the silence comes out, so you can't remnant away. Your Flame Guard just disappears. You can't even sleight of fist to avoid any damage. And it was a really strong combo. So the Tiny, does still have that potential to be run in the mid lane. And God, I wouldn't mind seeing the techies actually for BetBoom if they're going to run it as a core Tiny, just because that hero, hated it before the changes. I know everyone's kind of bagging on the hero after the changes. So it's not the real turkey. So I think it's way better. I think it fits in with team fights better. It fits in with the game of Dota better. And I just think people are salty they can't drag the games after 4 or 5 hours anymore because techies has got to change.
I mean, true. Gilgir, though, has been staying away from techies.
10 seconds remaining.
He does like the hero. He has been playing it for a very long time. Even when it wasn't a staple in the Eastern European region, Gilgir was still pulling it off from time to time, but he seems to be staying away from it. Every single time he plays the laning stage, he kind of screws up.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put it as a confidence issue that he's not picking it up, though I am hoping as well, because the hero has been looking really, really good. And considering that these mobile heroes like the Storm, like the Ember, are being picked still and even more so than in the previous tour, it is a hero that comes to mind all the time. You jump from the trees, they don't see you, get the long silence, and yeah, the hero is just instantly dead.
Yeah, and BetBoom now coming through the picks. We see the ban on the Terrorblade, the Morphlin, and the Drow being taken away here from BetBoom. Meanwhile, one move. Like I said, they did take out the Storm Spirit. The OD goes out here as well. I mean, BetBoom coming through a lot of the reserve time here for these picks. So it is going to be the Zeus that comes out here. So, Tiny 4 or Zeus 4 here, do you think?
I'm not 100% certain. I'd say Zeus 2 and Tiny might be played by Toronto Tokyo. So
really?
That has been something. Yeah, that has been something that they have been playing. Putting save on some damage dealing heroes, and Toronto Tokyo taking the Tiny. So I would assume that would be the case. Though save is the type of player that plays the Pugna position 4. So Zeus kind of fits into that category. I wouldn't hate it. I actually would love it quite a lot. When they changed the Zeus, when they put the Heavenly Jump as a basic spell, I thought it was just going to be played as a position 4 more and more. But yeah, it just became a staple mid laner.
Yeah, having that escapability when, just adding the mobility of the hero did add it, a massive power spike to it. That survivability if there is rotations and ganks into the mid lane. But yeah, no, we do see it as, I mean, we see it, it's the same as like when you see an Enchantress come out that you see it run as this kind of semi-core that still wants to go towards the shard, still wants to get the mana boots up and potentially get himself the Aether Lens into the Ags at some point. We do see one move though, going towards the Nature's Prophet. The Zeus with the line imbalances might be able to deal with the trees. There is some deep push potential there for BetBoom, but Nature's Prophet with that global presence still looks like an incredibly scary hero, and I'm surprised to see it get through the second phase of bans.
It's
5 seconds
well,
remaining.
Usually against Hellraisers when the Hawk was playing, it was the first phase ban. Now the meta is changing a little bit, but yeah, in the second phase, it's usually gonna be taken out. But I like it. I think what One Move are doing right now is that they're going for mobility. They wanna do well in lanes. That's when the Undying kicks in, right? And then you have really fast heroes in the early mid game, and you are gonna try to push the advantage. So you get the hero that is gonna allow you to at least for 3-4 minutes not lose or actually win the laning phase, and then you have 3 cores if these are the 3 cores, but even if they're not, like 3 heroes that are very, very mobile around the map, can be anywhere, and they're very good at catching the Zeus. The reason I'm not 100% certain about this is because with heroes that run in, Tiny is really good against them. Avalanche is one of the best spells to stop you. But then again, these heroes can come from different angles. So in the end, it comes down to how One Move will be able to execute this speed lineup they're gunning for. But BetBoom, they respond pretty nicely. So as you mentioned, they have a lot of D push. Rubik, Zeus, Tiny, all of them are very good at stopping the push. And then you get the Beastmaster, who's going to be on the other part of the map, right? Who is doing his own thing. So with the Beastmaster, you're controlling one area, you're pushing the towers faster than your opponents, and One Move are gonna have to dive. So if BetBoom are aware that that dive is coming, they're almost always going to be able to react.
Yeah, and Beastmaster as well, obviously being able to stop the Nature's Prophet in the TP phone with the Raw. Even if he does sprout those trees, he's got these wild axes to get through them as well. Meanwhile, like you say, on the side of War Move, the Primal Beast is nice. It's a good divey hero, but like you say, there's going to be the Telekinesis, the Avalanche coming out, the Lightning Bolt from the Zeus with the Mini Stun, the Raw from the Beastmaster. At some point, he might get the Aghanim Shard as well, so he's got the Diving Hawk to come out as well as he ban out the Lone Druid. So there's a lot of control on the side of BetBoom. A lot of instant control as well that can come out up against the Primal Beast if he is trying to get in with that onslaught. So I am going to be interested to see how One Move, like you say, what angles he's going to try and take in these team fights to get on top. And, before he gets that BKB out, how effective he's going to be at being able to take over the lane. Because Primal Beast, to me, is one of those lane-winning heroes, like your Vipers, that just take over. You get yourself on top. You're a big tanky boy. You get yourself a bracer straight into the BKB. The drums come out. You've got your phase boots as well that gets you on top of the heroes, and then you can get that trample damage off as well. It's really hard to stand up to that in the lane, and I'm expecting a hero maybe with another slow that the Primal Beast could take advantage of with that trample. Something out of the box like a Dazzle or something in that off lane with the Primal Beast.
5 seconds.
Nah, they need damage. They need burst damage. So
okay.
Hoodwinks, Snapfire. Snapfire probably is the best.
Snapfire would be good. Yeah.
I think that would probably be the best one. But you're probably gonna be up against the Tiny 5 in the lane if that's what BetBoom want to do in this game as well. So that's where the Primal Beast struggles. Even if it's a Rubik 5, he's very good at stopping the Primal Beast. If it's an escape, sure. If it's going in, sure. Good at that as well. BetBoom, they think that this is going to be a Primal Beast 4, and Gilgir has been known to play it, though I haven't seen him much in competitive games. Okay. on the hero. So I'd rather see Gilgir on a damage dealing hero right now. Snapfire still for me is probably the top one.
Yeah, Snapfire, another slow built in with the Scatter Blaster cookie to get you on top of just being able to throw the Primal Beast at anyone as well. Multi-kisses wouldn't be bad with the Sprout from the Nature's Prophet, or the Pulverize coming out with the Primal Beast as well. So One Move going all the way through the reserve. It's going to be the Disruptor. This hero, incredibly popular at the minute in Eastern Europe. And yeah, okay, some more control to come out. Not a massive amount of damage, though, on the hero. The Static Storm is going to be nice, though, especially up against the Rubik and the Zeus. But
10
BetBoom, looking
seconds
for
remaining.
a carry here. What are you expecting for BetBoom?
5
Troll.
seconds remaining.
You're gonna hate me for that one. There's a ton of heroes that Pure could go for here. Pure
Yeah.
is a very versatile player. You know, I wouldn't mind a Faceless Void, which is one of the better ones against the Primal Beast when it comes to laning. You know, I'd like to touch upon this Disruptor a little bit. This, to me, is one move. They are playing fast, right? If it slows down, it is a problem. BetBoom actually have pretty solid heroes to slow things down. I wasn't expecting a illusion-based hero, to be honest, just because you're playing against both the Primal Beast and the Pango, and then you could be in trouble. But again, BetBoom, here it's not about the illusions in terms of the enemies cannot kill them. It's about let's split up the map so that the enemies never get a chance to play. And I think this is a bit of a different approach to BetBoom style than they would usually have, right? They are going for, we are gonna win this one with sheer tactics, right? Nothing more. And this is what they're gunning for here. They don't have to allow one move a fight ever if they play things properly. One move, on the other hand, they have to be fast, they have to create chaos, game slows down, you probably lose.
Yeah, and the Naga Siren as well. We've talked about the Radiance being back in fashion with the gold change. So, are you expecting the Naga? Is that something that she might want to rush into here, or do you still expect the Manta build up, into the Orchid coming out for the Naga Siren, and then into the Heart, those kind of items for Naga?
Manta Radiance, I think, would be pretty solid. I think that's what we've been seeing mostly. Manta Radiance into a Heart, considering that you have a Zeus, that you have a Rubik. You don't have to build into like a late game build or something. Your job here is to spread the map, get the farm away from your opponents, get the farm yourself, and at some point be unkillable so that the Zeus can from the back deal the damage and you end the game.
Okay, well, this is going to be the draft for game number 1, but before we get into it, we're going to take a quick word from our sponsors over at EGB. Check it out.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
So, welcome back in as we get started with game number 1, and we'll see here just a quick smoke coming through here for both sides to get these wards down, but Save is going to be waiting on the cliffs. He's being chased away here by the treants. Harry, expecting any early game aggression coming out from these two teams?
Oh, you're up against the Undying. You would be crazy to go forward. With that being said, though, Gilgear does make his presence known, but he is just going to be smacked a bit in the bottom lane. Really no kill potential between the teams.
No, and he knows this ward's here. Now, I do like this ward if it's not scouted out. Just being able to get the block in. It does block the camp if it's in the boundary, which it looks like it is. And it's just a pain in the arse to try and find a D ward if you're not aware of that blocking it. But, like you say, Gilger at least knows it's there. He has to wait for that next Sentry ward to come out, which looks like it is coming out on the courier. So the camp will be unblocked. As BetBoom, do you want to step forward? I mean, Nightfall, he does see Pantomime here on this Undying, but the train's going to come through now as well. Yeah, the K is starting to be thrown out, and it looks like the Beastmaster just going to back himself away from this.
Overall, I feel like Gilgear wants to use the Sentry for the obs. Not 100% certain though. He might know that it's there. We'll see. We'll see what he does see as good here. Considering, I guess that the pool camp is kind of important for you. Might be focusing on that one though. On the other, yeah, he will be focusing on the warding the camp. But overall, you know, a classic start to the game. Nothing too interesting though. They did get 3 runes on one move because Afterlife used his onslaught quite nicely.
Yeah, just got himself in there, was able to steal it away. And this lane with, you were talking about obviously the illusion heroes from Pure, or the illusions from Pure, coming up against Afterlife though. Once he gets a few points into the trample, how effective is this? Well, in fact, he goes in with the onslaught now as well. But how effective is the Primal Beast going to be against the Naga Siren in this lane?
He's gonna be okay, right? You are a hero with a solid amount of armor. He started off with the Ring of Protection, so he's gonna be overall fine. You're not gonna be killing her probably, especially because of the tiny stopping you, but you are gonna be getting enough farm and threatening enough that the Naga doesn't have complete free farm and zones you out of the lane.
Okay, and looking at the odds on the screen here from EGB, we see that BetBoom are the favourites coming into this. One move, it's not a massive gap between the two. You know, if one move gets some early momentum, like you were saying, we could see those odds shortening. But for now, BetBoom are going to be coming into this game number one as the favourites.
Yep, I mean, they're definitely the favorites, and in my mind, if they played their draft perfectly, it's gonna be a very tough one for one move. Plus, one move has been, you know, they have been on the slower side between the teams, and they've drafted in a way that they have to play really, really fast Dota. So I'm scared for them right off the bat.
Yeah, and we see here in the lane, Mankushi's not doing too bad. The pulls come through. Obviously, he's got the traits as well. Didn't start off with a oh, he's actually going to be able to go into save. Save is going to be taking a lot for us. Pantomime chasing down here as well. But it looks like he's going to be able to get himself away there eventually. But yeah, no, the Prophet not starting off with a Blightstone, which is something I usually see on the core Prophets, just for the extra harass that comes out with the treants. But this game, it looks like Munkushi just wants to go straight into the magic wands with the 3 iron branches. Chasing down onto Save again. Save, can he get himself away from this one? TP followed by the Prophet. Munkushi will be able to pick up the first blood anyway. Yeah, good jump forward there as well with the TP.
Nightfall, how that is Lord Gaben just making sure that he dies. He went for a TP, but there were creeps, enough creeps there. Even if he survives right now, it's a complete disaster, and it is very, very hard to do so. Look at him, he's gonna have to take the long walk back. This is a disastrous start to the top lane.
Yeah, the Rubik has, you know, Save here has tangos, but it's too much of a risk here for Nightfall. Even hanging out under that tier 1 tower, like I said, the decade's coming through, just messing Nightfall right up. He has to back himself away, and will be going back for the heals into the TP. But Save, again being pushed back here, Munkushi. Well, you needed an early start to the aggression. It looks like Munkushi, he wants to get right on that in this lane.
What Save is doing right now is saving the creeps for Nightfall. So he's making the catastrophe of the top lane just not as bad, and that's why we're seeing Munkushi being super aggressive. He wants to get Save into the tower, and Save is not gonna have any of it. He's gonna make sure that these creeps live and that his buddy has something to farm.
Yeah, you see that even the train's being pulled across here now as well. So Nightfall, Pantomime is going to contest here. See what we do. But I mean, Pantomime, it's just a standard Undying. Just straight into the mangoes. All the mangoes all the time here. And behind that, but it looks like Nightfall's safe. Not really going to punish him here for this.
Dire's middle tower
You can't really. It's hard to do so, right?
Radiant's top tower
With those kind of moves, it's gonna extend the presence of the Undying in the lane a little bit longer. Usually it's minute 4 when you start not being as much of a threat, but he still has a ton of mangoes to work with just because of what happened.
Yeah, and you can see back on the bottom lane as well, you know, Pure, Gilga tried to get, or did get the glimpse up onto the Tiny as the Tiny tried to chase him down here. Toronto, Tokyo, just trying to do what he can to harass out Gilga, but Gilga with that, the 2 points into the glimpse actually, not skilled anything up just yet, so if he needs that point into the kinetic field, just have a panic point that he can put in, but for now, looks like Gilga just going to be fine holding that point.
Yeah, overall he's gonna be okay though. Not sure for how. Oh, Pure thought that he tossed Gilgir back, but nope, not the case. They maybe could have gotten a kill. Nah, scratch that. There's 8 stick charges, and yep, Save just continues to be a nuisance. They cannot kill him. In the end, he just decides his own fate, and it's gonna be the neutral creeps that take him down.
Yeah, but the Observer Ward does go down here, so it does mean that they're going to be able to see anytime these stacks are going to be, you know, trying to be attempted. I don't know if you noticed as well on the map, but when Nightfall was dealing with the creeps between the tier 1 and the tier 2, he was actually using his bow to stack the Ancient as well as the, you know, the Triangle Camp. So those 2 stacks were because that Nightfall, you know, the God tier micro coming out with the bow. And to me, just being able to do something with a bow that isn't just, you know, attack click right next to yourself is just God tier micro, because I can't micro for pennies.
I mean, he understands that his lane is not going well, that he's going to be needing some stacks, and we talked about it. BetBoom, they want a slower paced game, controlled, right? And it's much easier to defend your own jungle. That's why we're seeing one move with the deep wards as well, because they understand we are going to invade this, we are going to be needing to be there as fast as possible. Mid lane, though, there could be some traffic here over on Aincrad.
Yeah, Aincrad, the Avatos comes through there as well. The Thunder God's Wrath, but it's going to be saved. He gets it with the Fade Bolt. A really good setup, and yeah, GPK just being able to throw out the extra damage there. The pull through as well, so GPK should get through these creeps pretty darn quickly with the 3 points into the Arc Lightning.
It is very to get those creeps there, and he has already been doing well in the mid lane, right? Slightly better than the Pango, not by a lot, and now with that kill, the difference is going to be slightly higher.
Yeah, and do you expect GPK, you know, is it the normal build of the Aether Lens, Ag Scepter, which already got the Mana Boots coming out as well, into the to the Ag Shard as well? Or is there anything different that the Zeus's want to go for at the minute?
Yeah, you don't change much with the Zeus build. Maybe if you feel super confident, you're gonna go for the Kaya Sange. But I think with the way that BetBoom wanna play, that he's just gonna go for the classic Aether Lens build.
Yeah. Okay. Even gonna be able to find some farm. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Nightfall is gonna go down. Munkushi, and once again with that TP forward, able to get that last bit of damage out and save. Well, not able to save Nightfall just there. And you can see that the mid lane, you know, the Disruptor's moved off into the mid lane here as well as Save, looking to maybe get some protection onto the stacks, but Aincrad moves himself in, and again, this ward is down. Rolling Thunder, Pantomim, he's rotated in. Save, is he going to be able to do anything? Maybe deny himself to the neutrals once again. He does! Oh, 100% calculated there from the Rubik.
A little bit of a bad play for Aincrad, went for a shield crash a little bit too late, and that's why that happened. If he went for it instantly, then he probably does get the kill onto Save. But overall, you know, it's you're still invading the enemy jungle, and they take away some of the stacks.
Yeah, GPK has to be careful. He's trying to go for the D ward. There is still 3 heroes about here. Bottom lane, there is going to be the route onto Afterlife, though. Afterlife with that trample, just going to trample himself away. Throwing a bit of a Evade Rage there as he does leave. But yeah, we'll see here. The Sentry even going to go down, so it's not going to be the Zeus that gets the D ward off. Save does get it with the Sentry, but it does mean that they lose these stacks. And there is a Sentry here as well blocking this camp, so it's just going to be the Ancients that are still half there. Just waiting for Nightfall to come across and farm them up with his axes.
The big thing, though, for one move is that they took the top tier 1. And yeah, it allows you to invade the triangle better, which you necessarily don't want to do early on. But if you get a good lead, and with this kind of lineup, you can. But more importantly, it prevents the Beastmaster in the entirety of BetBoom from taking the top tier 1, which is very important for the development of their lineup. They need the Beastmaster to control the top part of the map. And with that tower falling so early, that could be a problem.
Yeah, to get a glimpse back onto GPK, I mean, Aincrad, he's teasing, he's just going for that Rolling Thunder. He's going to be coming into it now as well. GPK throws out the Thunder God's Wrath. Aincrad, he's going to be able to get at least one bounce. Nice. There's going to be the Thunder Strike coming out onto the Zeus here as well. But Save, Rolling Thunder, only level 4, doesn't take lethal damage, though, will be able to get himself away from this one. Aincrad, that is going to be the Rolling Thunder down here. He doesn't get much from it either.
Very nice decision there from the Zeus. You know, if you kill them fast, they cannot go forward. The way that their lineup works is that they keep chasing you, and then when they kill one, they just collapse onto someone and destroy them, right? But if BetBoom takes even one of the heroes down, that potential is severely destroyed, right? And especially if it's the Disruptor, so those bonus kills cannot come through. So GPK makes a good decision to jump forward rather than to run back, and with that decision, he keeps everybody safe.
Yeah, and Pantomim did end up going down here. Do they want to go for a fight? They are going to go for a fight under the rune. It's going to be Pantomim that picks it up. So we're going to see it's not a quite zombie horde to come out just yet, but there's a couple of them. So you do have to scatter. Move yourself away from this as Aincrad comes in, Rolling Thunder onto Toronto, Tokyo, but he's going to be A-okay. You know, he's got himself the regen from the Enchanted Mango, even just a 0.4. It's still enough underneath that tier 1 tower. You know, it all does add up, and you can see him, you know, the health ticking right back up here for TT.
Oh, very nice plays coming out from one move. They dealt with the top lane, they're keeping Munkushi there, and they're pressuring the mid lane, because they know that Munkushi can always join, and it's not like the Naga Siren can do much. And now one move, they went into the triangle, they want the stack. This could end up badly because BetBoom were ready for this.
Yeah, did they actually make that move over? I mean, the tombstone, it's going to be spawning zombies on the cliff here now as well. Ankrat comes in, another Rolling Thunder. The Ward will spot this one out, but the Ancient Stack will be going down here. The Wild Axes fly through from Nightfall, taking some damage from the Nature's Wrath. The Roar does get used here as well. Do they get the lockdown? I mean, it's going to be Panther that's the furthest one fall, but Toronto Tokyo, he's going to be the furthest, the first one to fall. And the furthest one forward is GPK. It's going to be close. Going to get himself away from this one. Swashbuckle comes out here now as well, but he's still going to go down. And Ankrat gets that kill. Shield Crash doing a lot of damage to Glimpse now as well. On to save, and save. Not going to be able to save himself here now as well as Munkushi does rotate in. 5 kills on the board for 1 move. Looking pretty good for them in this early game.
Oh, what a decision from Minecraft to go for the Rolling Thunder to finish off the Ancients, and that kind of put the panic button on BetBoom, and they got in a little bit earlier than they wanted. And also on the bottom lane, if Pure dies right now, 1 move are effectively destroying every part of the map. Luckily, he's fast enough to get himself away.
Yeah, and you can see the, I mean, the Primal Beast, you look at the net worth, he's not too far behind the Naga Siren. And this has been a solo versus solo lane for the past couple of minutes here, so it looks like the one that's taken the advantage of this is going to be Afterlife. You know, he's still got this lane, the Naga Siren moving into the jungle, moving away from this lane, and maybe just not confident to sit in the safe lane here up against the Primal Beast.
Munkushi TP'd on the top lane again, so he's not giving this tower away. You have to kill him. You have to get on top of Munkushi. The speed of BetBoom towards the top lane now has to be there. They drafted in a way so that they can defend towers, that they can take towers and control areas. But the thing is, with the way that the game is going right now, they can't even do that. So it is going to be their lineup that needs to put the foot on the gas now a little bit to open up their map, or they're not going to be having enough of a map to farm, and that could be a problem in the long run. You are as the Nature's Prophet with the Midas. 20 minutes in, he's gonna be so far.
Yeah, you can see the net worth difference between the two cores already. It's going to be about 2,400, 2,300 there between the two of them. And you were talking, excuse me, you were talking about BetBoom getting a little bit aggressive, trying to look for kills, but do they really have the lineup to go for these early kills, or do they need a couple of items first before they are able to go?
So with the spells, they can kill 1 hero and get themselves away, but they are not the ones making moves. They are playing what their lineup was meant to play here on BetBoom. As I mentioned, though, the problem is early game, it went worse than expected. So the game goes like that. You usually have to find a little bit of pockets to do something. Good thing for them is Pure is still having a solid game, but when you compare him to the Nature's Prophet, he's not even close.
No, and you can see that he's even fallen behind the Pangolier as well. Pango got himself that Diffusal Blade coming out, so that's going to be another big item. The chase down potential as well onto pretty much everybody on the side of BetBoom, apart from, I suppose, really Pure, who at some point will be able to get the song off. You know, that chase down potential is really strong. Again, it just creates that space for Munkushi to be able to TP in. And it looks like, I mean, they're still defending that tier 1 tower. They've rotated Pantomime up here, who drops the Tombstone. So BetBoom not able to take down any towers as of yet, 14 minutes into the game, while they are losing all of their tier 1s already.
Yeah, it's getting good. Even Pantomime on his own is staying on the top lane, and BetBoom are aware we cannot dive this. You have a Beastmaster that is on the bottom part of the map. This is a Beastmaster. I know when you would play Dota, and if you're a Beastmaster, you have to play on the in your jungle. It means that something has gone terribly wrong. This is now a Beastmaster playing a dead lane, apart from a Beastmaster creating a dead impossible lane for the enemies to defend on the top. So boom, yeah, they're now just playing catch up in a way. Let's try to put our heroes out there in a possibility to get caught while Hero gets his farm, and it makes so many open. But now the question is, how will one move, and if they will.
Yeah, no, speaking about the Beastmaster, yeah, 14 minutes in, 15 minutes into other games, you usually do see the Beastmaster getting close to that Helm of the Overlord and still pressuring onto the offlane. You're looking to put the pressure onto the tier 2 tower and force aggro away from the rest of the map, pull heroes towards his lane. To open up his team to take other towers around the map. But yeah, like you say, Nightfall here, 15 minutes in, he's in the jungle, he's only just got the Helm of the Dominator, it looks like, with the mana boots, and he's just committing to the axe spam to try and find the farm in the jungle, which means he's taking away farm from, we'll take a look at that in a minute as we do see Save. Once again, the Rolling Thunder does come through. Ankrat is going to be able to get the kill. He's caught between the stars. It looks like Save, I mean, he's just trying to pull the aggro once again. He survived for a little bit longer. The glimpse comes out. He will go down there. It's going to be Gilga that gets the kill. But yeah, no, the Beastmaster in the jungle, it means he's taking away farm from GPK. He's taking away farm from Pure. He's taking away these safe spaces as well. And it's just, BetBoom at the minute, they are just losing kills left, right, and center.
Yeah, but you could see one move there, getting ahead of themselves. Like, oh guys, we're winning. Just start missing all of their spells on a lone hero. I understand the excitement, but they should tone it down. They're definitely in a good spot to win this one against Hellraisers. They won game number 1 in 21 minutes, so one move are more than capable of pushing this advantage. But they ward in that. To be honest, it's not that worth it given the conditions of the game.
Yeah, and how do you expect? I mean, it looks like one move they've slowed down just a little bit. You know, they are still finding the kills, but obviously they need to go back to farm. They need to find these items as well. So you've got the Nature's Prophet. That's going to be the Gleipnir coming out actually from Munkushi with this Hand of Midas as well. Is this the point where you expect Prophet just to be moving with the rest of the team, or do you expect him, because he's got the BKB queued up, so does he go for the BKB first before it's, you know, committing to that full run at BetBoom Dota?
They're waiting for Afterlife's BKB. That's it. Once Afterlife is able to get in and get hate onto himself, and then you TP with the Nature's Prophet, BKB is not a necessity. So, yeah, Munkushi is pretty ready, but they are not ready as a team because they need the final beast to get the BKB, and he's dying right now, so that's not going to be that fast.
No, do they get the chase down? Then they might be able to get a couple of revenge kills. The Rolling Thunder comes out. It's going to be Toronto, Tokyo locked down in this connected field, but they want to go for more. And yeah, Munkushi TPs in, gets the kill, even gets Toronto, Tokyo's courier here. But is he going to be the only one to be taken down as the chase is on? It looks like Thunder God's Wrath comes out. GPK, though, do they want to chase onto Ankrat? The Rubik's Cube save. He's going to be able to push down, and GPK gets to kill onto Ankrat as that Rubik's Cube continues to go here and pushing down. But it looks like one move, they lose one and will back themselves, or excuse me, lose two, back themselves away because the Primal Beast did go down at the beginning of that fight.
Great move by BetBoom, and also you can see how Disruptor is a double-edged sword there, because you want to chase because you want that bonus kills and you have the capability to do so, but then again, that might pull you a little bit towards the end. A slight mistake coming out from the Pango, giving the Rolling Thunder to the enemies definitely stopped any kind of a chase down that one move could have had there.
Oh, look at that. The odds have completely flipped on the head here. One move. Close to being, yeah, or the favorites for the rest of this match. As far as the match is going at the minute, again, you are still up against that Naga Siren, and we've seen Naga Sirens push games, and it is going to be the Heart to come out as the second big item after the Manta Style here for Pure as well.
Yeah, you're slowed down a little bit, so you want the Heart as fast as possible. You want the Manta and the Heart plus one item before like minute 20, right? But if you see that you're not gonna have it, then you just get the Heart and you go back to the initial plan. We're gonna use the illusions. The illusions are gonna be hard to kill, and the enemies are gonna deal with those, giving us openings to play the map.
Yeah, and I mean, already got the, you know, the first component coming out for the Heart with this Reaver. What do you expect? Because we were talking in the draft about that Radiance. Is the Radiance just dead in the water now, or would you expect after the Heart, is that the next big item for Pure to go back to?
It's probably not gonna be picked up. That's how I see it. Late game Radiance just doesn't have the same impact. So I would assume that he's gonna stay away from it. The only reason I would see him making a Radiance would be because, okay, I'm gonna make a Nullifar and the Butterfly after this one. It is just a transition item.
Okay, well, we'll keep an eye on him and see what he wants to build into heroes. It looks like one move, 19 minutes in, want to get themselves right into this Roche Pit here as well. And again, this tier 1 tower on the top lane does still stand. Ankrat rotating over to push it out. But again, you've got to watch out because Rubik, he's still got that Rubik's Cube on the spell list. If he gets himself in. No Blink Dagger here for Rubik though, so he does have to go in. I was going to say on foot, but you know, if he's rolling himself in there, we'll see what they want to do. You've got Pantomime outside the pit here as well as Afterlife. Just looking for the protection. But the BKB comes out the roll and Thunder comes through from save now as well. Toronto Tokyo getting low. The roar comes out onto the Pangolier. Can they do the damage? Oh, it looks like Toronto Tokyo with the Pulverize. He will be taken down. Now the Gleipnir locked down onto the Rubik. Lose both supports. That's the buyback coming out from the Tiny. There's some big things down for one move as well. Afterlife using the ultimate, using his BKB. The Rolling Thunder as well for Ankrat. So BetBoom, do they want to contest into this? Because Roche, only losing about a quarter of its health, and it looks like it was just enough to push one move away from the pit, but not committing to it themselves.
I'm really liking that one move forced that one. You need to force it. You could see that all of the lanes were being pushed in, and having an HS Prophet and that happening, it means that's going terribly wrong. So you need to force the fight out, especially because you have the items to do so, and GPK now. God, this is the speed at which one move wants to play.
Yeah, a really good kill here. I mean, they did push down onto that tier 1 finally after 20 minutes on the top lane, but it looks like one move. They're going to try and look to re-engage here as Pure comes in with these mirror image illusions as well onto Pantomim. Pantomim can get himself away from this one. He's going to go down, and Pure picks up the kill, and now there's going to be the chase on here from the Naga Siren. Has that the net in the next couple of seconds as well. Ironcrad, though, going to be able to get the blink away, and Gilga in the trees just going to look for the TP. So it looks like it's only going to be Pantomim they get out of this.
If they listened to the heavy breathing of Gilgir, they would have known he's there, because boy, was that scary. But yeah, if Naga Siren is chasing your supports, he's not pushing out the waves, and you need one move to stop this from happening, and that's what they're doing right now. They're playing faster. Toronto Tokyo is going to be next.
And that's, he's already bought back once here as well, so he is going to be down for the next 60 seconds or so, 50 seconds now on the clock. And you can see that, again, like you say, one move, they're just not slowing down here. Yes, they weren't able to take the Roshan, but they found a good couple of kills once again, and now just putting pressure around the map and looking for the next big items. In fact, I think that's the BKB out for the Nature's Prophet. It is, yeah, it's a fresh BKB there for him.
Yeah, the thing is, he has a BKB, he can TP aggressively, even if the Primal Beast is not super deep in.
Okay, and we'll see. Oh, he's going to try and use the roar. Comes out though through the BKB. Primal Beast. Did he get the damage onto him? But Munkushi comes in now as well. Again, the Glemnik comes out. He's going to be able to get the pulverize onto the Naga Siren. The Naga Siren with the song, but the BKB going for Munkushi. Munkushi with the right clicks. Does Pure get himself out? He doesn't. Really good rotation in, and Munkushi with that fresh BKB. It was just enough to get the kill here with the help of the glimpse back from the Disruptor.
Oh, and they want more. They're chasing for Nightfall. If they retain vision, he's going to be getting glimpse in a couple of seconds.
Yeah, and the Glemnik comes out the lockdown, but do they want to dive onto the high ground? They're going to be able to find out how to save. Save goes down here. Naga Siren, he's down. They've got the kill onto the Rubik, and now the Tiny once again. They're diving behind the tier 2s, close to the tier 3s, and they're just going to be able to back themselves up and take an objective off this.
Yeah, I'm very surprised that BetBoom tried to go Beast. You know that this hero can have a ton of armor, and your damage is non-existent at this point in terms of physical damage. Even with the Naga Siren and the Beastmaster next to him, it is just not enough. You don't damage dealing items on the Naga Siren. They kind of got baited super deep by one move there, and considering that one move, this is their timing, it is very important that they're getting these kills and even applying some power, because once that tier 2 falls, it's going to be much easier for them to go for these aggressive plays.
Yeah, and BetBoom, what can they really do to get back into this game? You know, we've seen Pure, he's got that heart coming out with the Manta style, but he doesn't really have that big hero killer item. They're moving themselves into the pit. Have to wait for that. I mean, the Roar's 10 seconds away as well. So is this what BetBoom need to get themselves back into this game?
Even if they get Roche, the plan remains the same. If you continue going for team fights and these BKBs, there's nothing you can do against them currently. So I'm not sure that they're getting the Roche, but even if they do, they need to be continuing to play the split push type of approach.
Yeah, and it doesn't go down all that quickly now as well. You see, they have to back themselves out of the pit. The glimpse comes back in though. Actually, no.
Nice.
Yeah, okay. Able to dodge that one off there. And trying to fight around the pit. I mean, BKBs are back up. They're going to try and target Munkushi. It looks like Munkushi. He pops that BKB. Did he get the damage off? I think he's about to kill into the Naga Siren once again. He's caught in the Static Storm, so not able to get himself away from this one. The Pulverize comes through. The BKB on the Primal Beast now as well. The Trample. I think he's able to get the kill into Pure. Pure. Thunder God's Wrath will be used here. Pure, does he try and turn around? The Glimpse comes out. They've got the lockdown. Surely they've got the kill onto him. Naga Siren, the mirror images. Trying to dodge off the Thunder Strike, but Pantomim still gets the kill. That Tombstone has been dropped around the Roche pit. Pantomim will go down to Toronto Tokyo, trying to run away for his life here now as well, TT, as he's getting really darn low.
Oh man, that was so close to the Naga surviving. Then again, it was so close to Pantomim. So one guy dies to the Soul Rib, catching him there on the he's flying towards Pantomim as a kind of retaliation for killing BetBoom Scary. But overall, one move, they understand their strength. Right? BetBoom, I don't know how they feel like they can force out these fights. The BKBs are too much for them to handle until Naga Siren gets at least one more item in.
Yeah, and this is just going to be, you know, BetBoom started it, and one move to say thank you very much. We'll get ourselves in here. We'll finish this one off here. Profit, again, net worth 5,000 ahead of the Naga Siren with the Hand of Midas coming out. Looks like he wants to go towards an AC as well. Could be really nice for the attack speed, you know, the protection as well. But the minus armor that comes out from that as well is going to be effective in these fights. And yeah, like you say, Pure just not really getting himself on the board or getting any real momentum behind this Naga Siren just yet.
Yep, you're getting deep to make sure to, even when the Naga Siren gets a damage item, let's say, when she starts dishing out the damage, the AC is going to prevent that from being anything too big.
Yeah, and Munkushi's not too far away. Oh, the jump comes through. That should be the gold, actually, yeah, so that for the plate mail coming in on the courier, that looks like it's going to be the AC completed for Munkushi.
Yep, he's gonna have it. Makes you better at pushing, makes you better at surviving, and makes you better at diving, which is what they want to do.
And they get the kill onto Toronto Tokyo. This tier 2 tower should be the next target, and again, the tombstone being dropped from Pantomime. This is just going to be, I mean, they've completely taken over the map in one move. They just don't really need to try and rush this through anymore because, oh, it's kind of going to Naga Siren, but again, there's going to be the jump in. Afterlife, can he get that trample damage off now as well? Static Storm Connected Field comes through. Pure big tanky boy with the heart, but it doesn't matter. They've got the lockdown, they've got these sprouts, trying to eat himself out with the Quelling Blade here. And Pure, does he get himself back to base? It looks like he is going to be able to get himself out with the regen on the heart here as well, as the regen coming through from the Dragon Skill. So it's going to be Pure. He's going to be A-okay this time, but still doesn't have the potential to get a kill himself.
They still need the Pango. Pango is their main damage dealer, per se. I understand if it does more in a fight, but when it comes to killing the Naga Siren, you need that burst for the swashbuckle and the shield crash if you want to take him down. You could see that they used almost everything there, and it just wasn't enough. If he times his spells and items properly, mainly the Manta and the Mirror Image, he should be able to survive any of this. I mean, with the Manta, it's a little bit harder at times, but not impossible. For Pure, maybe even easy. If someone wants to learn it from our viewers, just listen to the sound. If you listen to sound, if you rely on the sound of the glimpse that and then you click, then you're gonna be fine. But with the Mirror Image, it's actually quite easy because you're invulnerable for a longer period of time.
What was that sound? Just in case the viewers didn't catch it.
No. Oh yeah. My boy wants to make fun of me there. Yeah, not good at imitating sounds here, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, everyone will hear it if they go for it.
Okay. Well,
I'm kidding, Rob. Here it is. Click.
Okay. Yeah, no, that
now,
I can hear it.
You feel like a better player now.
Yeah,
you feel
exactly.
like a better player. Yeah, that's.
I will never get glimpsed again because of that. So yeah, thank you for that, Harry. That was absolute perfection.
No problem, Rob. You know that's what we're here for, to help any way we can.
Yeah. And again, one move with this Aegis, you know, they are looking to stay grouped up. Munkushi being able to split this map up, you know, just de-push it as well, get the TPs into any fights. So, BetBoom, it looks like for Pure, is it going to be... Okay, so he's got the Hex and the Skadi queued up, it looks like. Or he got himself one ultimate orb. What is it that he wants to pick up first? Does he want that Hex just for the lockdown on the side of one move?
Oh, I'm gonna say it has to be the Hex, because you want to be able to catch people when they are on the side lanes, when they are dealing with your illusions. I think that's the way to go. Skadi is just gonna make you slightly stronger, but slightly stronger is not gonna cut it in this deficit.
Okay, well, they do actually see behind. Gilga's going to try and come in here onto GPK, but GPK going to be able to get the jump out. And speaking of jumps, it looks like they're going to send Gilga for one now as well, but the Static Stone does come through. Afterlife uses that BKB. Thunder God's Wrath for GPK, finishes the kill onto Gilga. And now the chase down comes out. Afterlife, he's already used that BKB. So it looks like one move, at least this time, going to just tactically retreat for now. He might still come into Pure, but Pure has that song up in 8 seconds here, and there is no BKB onto Afterlife. So Afterlife, what does he want to do? And that comes out onto the Undying. Do they want to go for this now as well? The Pure, the TP comes in from Munkushi. Do they have the lockdown? Do they have the control now as well? The roll comes out for Nightfall, and it looks like they might be able to turn this one around here. The Afterlife gets low. He might be sent to the Afterlife once again. The net is going to be locked down, and GPK does get the kill. The song, though, comes out from Pure. He's looking to catch up. Does he catch on to at least Pantomime here? Pantomime slowly, but the bullwhip, it's going to be onto Munkushi, trying to keep that Nature's Prophet alive as Prophet. He gets some of these treants out on Pantomime. The chase down continues to come through, but the Avalanche, they get the lockdown onto the zombie, and will be able to slay it. Munkushi, no. The TP away, Encrad with the TP in the trees as well. Will be able to get himself away.
That bullwhip, it helped the Nature's Prophet, but it almost cost him his life. He used the bullwhip on the Nature's Prophet, and instantly BetBoom, who saw the Undying, they knew, okay, use this on someone, his carrier is right next to him, go, 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 and they're pinging right on top of him, but he does get himself away in the end just because of the extra movement speed. So that was a little bit dangerous, and to be honest, that was a battle of nerves. Whoever initiates first probably loses the fight there, and in the end it was one move because they're like, we have the Aegis, we have to go for this one, but BetBoom were ready.
Yeah, and now you can see that, I mean, Nightfall, they push down, they're trying to put pressure onto this bottom lane. So yeah, like a good fight there from BetBoom. And it just shows they're not completely out of it yet. Speaking about out of it though, it looks like Nightfall, he gets Gletnid. He's going to be out of it for the next few seconds, a minute at least, as the Pulverize does come through. Yeah, 52 seconds, he's going to be out of it here. As one move pick up another nice kill, uncontested onto the Beastmaster.
Yeah, he's just not that high in level, so he's not gonna be dead for too long. He also does get another 250 gold, so that's gonna be quite big. We all know Diffusal against creeps works quite nicely, and it is gonna be another one. Also, big item out there. Pango does have a Lincoln Sphere. That is definitely gonna change things, because you know, Roar no longer gonna be effective. In his Rolling Thunder, he's untouchable.
Yeah, at least Pure here, he's got the gold if he wants to go towards it now to get the Hex out. Let's see if that's what he wants to buy. It is going to be, so it does come through. Extra catch potential here to come out for the Naga Siren, as it looks like one move. Aegis has gone, but it's the Satanic here for the Nature's Prophet. So he's going to be even harder to kill at the minute with this coming out. He's got himself the Titan Sliver as well. In fact, they're actually going to prioritize looking down to Toronto, Tokyo. But yeah, what do one move want to prioritize now? Do they wait out for the next Roche, or do you think that they want to take this tier 2 tower on top and maybe then push on to the tier 3s?
The main thing that you want to do as one move, it doesn't matter if it's Roche or tier 2, is control the enemy triangle. If you control the enemy triangle, you can get the Roche, and if BetBoom are focusing on defending the tier 2, you can hold them there, hold up, and not allow them to come forward. So overall, one move, what you're seeing right now is they want to control that area, and they're probably going to be poking on the tier 2, seeing BetBoom's intentions. If it's allowed for them to take it, they'll go for it. If not, they're just going to focus on Roche.
Okay, well, we'll see. I mean, Roshan is still at least a minute and 25 away. Could be a maximum of 4 minutes here for one move, who are looking to just try and, I guess, yeah, Munkushi at least is putting the pressure onto this tier 2 as Toronto Tokyo comes back to defend this. What's he got in terms of items? Still holding on to the Lance and Pursuit here on the Tiny.
I guess you need extra mana. Right?
Yeah.
Well, what do they have from neutral items? Okay, they have a Philosopher's Stone that he's not using that also gives him the mana. So now I'm kind of surprised, because you don't really hit as a Tiny. You're not really slowing someone down. Maybe with a tree if they're running away, but that's it's not really game changing, is it?
No. It might, yeah, like you say, the mana might be nice here for Toronto Tokyo, because sitting on 803, so going towards that 4-staff as well, and you take a look at the net worth, he is at the bottom of the table. So yeah, I am surprised that maybe he doesn't have that Philosopher's Stone just for in-between fights when he's roaming around like this. As that tier 2 tower will go down on the top lane. The tier 3 even starting to take a little bit of punishment here, as TP is coming back. They don't want to be caught out once again pushing out this lane, but Toronto Tokyo, Rolling Thunder, but it's just going onto the Naga Illusions as well. Toronto Tokyo, it looks like he's caught out. Does he get himself away? He's got that TP in 10 seconds. Yeah, they absolutely don't know where he is. He gets the blink. He's going to be fine. Or maybe not fine as now. The glimpse comes out. He's pushed back. And this time he should be killed off. Another toss away.
You stay there and you keep your mouth shut and you live. But he's like, okay, I want to get out of this one. I'm not sure if they're searching for me. So he goes for it. And that is just how much information in Dota is worth, right? We know that they don't know he's there, but he's not certain, especially with the kinetic field. Sometimes the vision is weird. You see in the middle of it, but on the edges, you don't. And that is what happened. He was in the kinetic field, and it usually gives damage, but this time it was not the case.
Well, it is going to... I mean, it's only going to be a quick death time as well for Toronto Tokyo. Not going to be down for too long. And, yeah, one move, not going to be able to get anything done while this is happening. Meanwhile, again, the Naga just continues to push out. This time, again, got the gold to start going towards Ascari if that's what he wants to be going towards. And do you think... I mean, he's got the Windlace here as well. Do you think he keeps that Quelling Blade just for the Sprout coming into the... You know, obviously the next big item, he might swap it out. But is the Quelling Blade more important in this specific instance?
How many 4-stars do they have? One. Yeah, I think so. I would say it is. If not, then Nightfall is gonna be on Wild Axe's duty to take the Sprout down. The thing is that the Windlace is so valuable for the Naga Siren, but I would not risk it if I was him. Maybe he just puts the Windlace to his inventory when he's sending the illusions to split push, and then he swaps it out to the for the Quelling Blade. That's probably the most obvious choice for him.
Okay, well, we will find out in a little bit, because that Skadi, it's only about 200 gold away from being completed here, and it's going to be, again, another nice item for the Naga to get back into this game, but it seems like one move, they're just, again, they're pulling back, maybe waiting for that next Roche, which will be up in the next minute and 10 seconds, but they still are 14k net worth lead here, and about, what's that, 13 kills ahead, so they've still got control of this game, it seems like, even if the Naga Siren is starting to catch up, and I mean, it's still a 6k net worth difference between the Nature's Prophet and the Naga.
And they're going for a smoke, and this is going to be a positioning smoke. If they manage to push out BetBoom and they ward their vision around the pit, they're already going to have a big win for themselves. But they should know that someone is here, so you have to wait for the bottom lane to be pushed in a bit.
Well, the Rolling Thunder is going to be coming in now as well. Ankred, what can they do with this? The connected field comes down with that static storm. Toronto Tokyo got inside it. He's going to be dead for 46 seconds as well as the Rubik going down. Ankred on top of that cliff, but the chase coming through here. Can they go for even more? That song for the Naga Siren will be down. Has that Skadi available to him, but it's going to be a 3 versus 5 fighters. The Thunder God's Wrath will be used. The Axis, they see Pure. Oh, did they see Pure? They don't know. It was just the Golem. Okay. He's still in those trees, but they will lose the Beastmaster here. Buyback available. And it looks like at least the Naga this time is going to be able to get that TP away. And Roche 7 seconds out. So if Munkushi hangs around with this double damage rune and the Daedalus, he might be able to get himself a quick Roche.
Yeah, it is very uncommon for a Naga Siren when pretty much the entirety of her team dies to say that went swimmingly, but considering in what kind of position he was in, yeah, that's the best you can hope for. And just goes to show how much more powerful one move are at this point, and they play the game so well. They started off very, very strong in this game, and then once they got that 5-6k gold lead, they did not hurry too much. They waited for their big items, knowing that they're gonna have stronger timings than BetBoom, and now are in such a dominant position that BetBoom, they're at the mercy of one move. They might have strong high ground defense, but that can only work if one move makes some really big misplays.
Yeah, and I talked about the net worth difference between the two carries, but if you look at the levels as well, Munkushi is level 23, meanwhile Pure is only level 18, and Naga Siren is one of those heroes that, that does get the flash farm in, but not getting the levels out of this now, as well as Munkushi starting really to pull ahead. The damage done as well, Panglia and Nature's Prophet going to sit right at the top of that chart, and one move, they're just having a really good time in game number 1.
Pango is the biggest problem because now he has the Mjolnir, so he's very good at clearing out the illusions. The illusions are just not going to be that big of a deal in fight.
Yeah.
They're going to be disarmed, they're going to be stunned up, and they're going to be killed off.
Yeah, and I like the pickup. Oh, did he actually try and make a move here? It is only illusions from the Naga, as it looks like the Tombstone is going to be dropped. They're going to try and fight around this. The Pulverize comes out, but the roll's going to be there immediately onto the Primal Beast. Rolling Thunder comes through, but it looks like BetBoom, can they get themselves away? The Song going to be used here now as well by the Naga. Brought off to the low ground. Can he get himself back? The Zombie's still chasing. Still with the Swashbuckles coming in as well, but it looks like Pure should... No, the Glimpse comes out. Dodged it off. Nice. Maybe using that noise that you taught the viewers there as well. So, good timing there from Pure, just to be able to dodge that one off, not being brought back to his doom.
They're gonna be going in onto Afterlife. He has the Lincoln Sphere, but he doesn't have enough life to survive this. BetBoom, they find a really nice opening. These are the openings that you have to go for when you survive the fight and then immediately you turn it around. So BetBoom, it's not an easy game to play, but they're showing it's not impossible.
No. Oh, Pantomime, he's caught by the Avalanche just on the edge of it now as well. He was trying to TP himself out. There was that ward that saw Pure coming around the outside, and Pantomime, the Hex comes out, the lockdown with the net as well. They're going to be able to get this kill onto the Undying. He will fall eventually, but he will fall nonetheless. And yeah, we've not talked about GPK for a while. He didn't actually end up going for the Ag Scepter. He's got that shard, he's got his BKB, but he actually went for the E-Blade first.
Yeah, he wants to be able to burst people down immediately. He's going to be able to use the BKB to live. Overall, those 2 kills, they're very important also because of the gem. One move, they can't buy a new one for, I'd say a minute. Yeah, a minute and 20 seconds. BetBoom, already when you're in lineup, that is one thing that we haven't touched too much upon, is vision of their lineup is insane. And now when they have the gem, if you take away a vision of one move and vision of your own from the Zeus, from the Hawk, you don't even need the wards to see a lot on the map. It's gonna be much easier for you to play the game. They're gonna leave the gem in the trees though for now. They it seems like BetBoom are geared for a fight.
Okay, and we can see that, well, if they're gearing up for a fight, I mean, Nature's Prophet, he's got that Ag Scepter, he's consumed it here as well, so that's another tool in the arsenal on the side of one move that BetBoom have to be careful of. The glimpse comes back on Toronto, Tokyo. Toronto, he's just going to go down, no way to get himself out of that, but it does mean the rest of his team should be able to back themselves up.
Yeah, and Toronto Tokyo, as soon as he saw that he was dying, he used his courier to pick up the gem, and now is going to be taking it away to the base. It's very hard to go for these plays, but at death, you're going to be alive in a pretty amount of time, and not much that one move can get on the map, apart from save, I guess.
Well, yeah, they're going to be able to get that Rubik going down. Ironcrad, does he want to go in with the Rolling Thunder now as well? Nightfall, no basher there for Ironcrad, because like you say, he did go for the Lonya to come through there, so the BKB TP out here from Nightfall will get himself out safe. What's he got on the courier? Because it is his courier, so it's going to be the ultimate orb coming through from the Beastmaster. And how far away from that full hex is he? He's still a ways away yet. Needs another 12,000. So 12,000. That's an expensive hex. About another 2,000 gold to complete onto that hex for the Beastmaster.
And one move, they're really forcing the issue here. The Nature's Prophet, not easy to kill even once, but killing him twice is impossible. So this Aegis is gonna be expiring. It'd be hard for you to go forward once you don't have it. It's a strong high ground of BetBoom. So one move, they were trying as much damage as possible. It's duration, but now it is coming to an end.
Yeah, 18 seconds left on that. It does mean, though, that he's going to be able to swap out for another item. I mean, what is the Nature's Prophet? Because he's already got himself the Daedalus, the Satanic, as well as the AC. What is it? And the Ags, you know, so it's going to be the Lincolns that the Nature's Prophet wants to go towards.
Every single time he pops the BKB, Song gets roared so that he cannot kill the Naga Sirens. He wants to prevent that.
Yeah, okay. I mean, the Roar, it does come out onto the Pang lane now as well, but it might cost a life. No, it's actually going to be the Naga Siren getting locked down here to get himself out of it. He doesn't. He's going to be killed off. He's got no buyback. He's dead for over a minute, and this is going to be a massive opening here, a window for one move to maybe look to push in. I mean, again, Roshan 2.5 minutes away, but they can look to put the pressure onto BetBoom even more, pushing all of these lanes.
One move are adjusting, right? When they do not overextend, can pull back just outside of the enemy base, and then BetBoom cannot go for these chases, and any kind of poking out of the base can be punished, and that's what they went for right now. Also, Nature's Prophet hit level 20, split push potential for BetBoom no longer an option. It was already pretty hard when you're in this kind of situation, but it's impossible because Mukushi is everywhere.
Yeah, and you can see him just moving himself around the map. Like you say, doesn't even need to walk anywhere anymore. Can just TP straight away. The glimpse comes out, but it looks like that was going to be the BKB for Nightfall. So that does mean it's used defensively. As inside the base, Gilga will go down to Toronto Tokyo. But look at this, diving behind where the Ancient is. Ironcrad, he picks up the kill onto save, and this is going to be a tier 3 tower. The buyback comes out from the Rubik now as well. 10 seconds left on the Naga Siren, but that tier 3 tower in the top lane, it will go down.
Small wins for one move, and also Tiny will come, but there's just gonna be like a 10-second window before one move are there with their full lineup. Considering ability, one thing we also haven't touched is the Boots of Travel 2 on go. So wherever the Nature's Prophet goes, he can follow. That means that BetBoom, if they send one out on the map that doesn't have good ways to survive, and that's pretty much just the Naga Siren, well, then you're gonna be in a ton of trouble.
Yeah, and I mean, what do you actually do here as BetBoom? I think the big thing as well is really that the Naga, even though he's got all of these items looking to get that Aghanim Scepter out now as well, he's got that shard available too, so he's going to have the heal coming up. But to me, the issue is that he's still being caught out in the kinetic fields, the static storms, and he doesn't have a BKB to deal with this because the Disruptor still doesn't have that Axe just yet. And, would you have liked to see Pure at some point go for that BKB, or do you think this Manta style as well as the mirror images, is it enough for him?
You don't have the luxury to go for it. It's not that it's enough, it's that if you go for a BKB, you're missing out on that one crucial slot. So I don't know, Pure is in a bad spot for sure.
Okay, and double damage during though. This could be nice for Pure. There are no Panther with the ZB picking up. No, Avalanche comes out. They should be able to get this kill onto the Undying to start it off. But again, the kinetic kill, the Static Storm, it locks down onto the Naga Siren. Even with this double damage during,
He's
you
gone.
see the Undying. He's still surviving. Yeah, he's going to be killed off. Munkushi, he's going to be on a godlike sweet Ankrad there as well. And it's just, again, no buybacks. BetBoom. Oh god, if they lose any more, this just could just be, I mean, the tier 3s are open. And the racks in the top lane now as well. They don't get the kill onto GPK. He gets that TP away. But with 5 heroes up on the side of one move, I don't know how BetBoom defend the base. They're just going to call it. They do. They just call it.
Yep, I don't know if they needed to lose anymore for this to be a complete disaster, but they can see BetBoom that they're not winning fights, that they're not doing much in one move. Okay, they're cool-headed. They're not starting to celebrate just yet. They understand this happened against Hellraisers, this happened against Spirit, and now it's happening against, but you need to replicate it for it to matter. But still, this is a big upset. Once again, one move showing that they're one of the big contenders here at the Eastern European region, and they beat BetBoom with relative ease and with the cool head. They just stayed in this game longer, but to be honest, this was over long before the 45-minute mark.
Yeah, one move, like you said, you got that early aggression coming out. The Munkushi was literally everywhere on the map. He was able to port back, defend that tier 1. Like you say, they put the Beastmaster on the back foot. Nightfall, I've been singing his praises since, the middle of Tour 1, that, he had one of the best, if not like the best kill-death assist ratio in Tour 1. He looked incredibly strong in that. He was looking like a second carry in the off lane. He was incredibly impressive. And here, he got shut down. 0, 4, and 7 on the Beastmaster. The big items that he got the Helm of the Overlord, he got the BKB and a Hex. Apart from that, he had nothing coming into this. No kills hit on his name. You usually see the Beastmaster grouping up with at least one of the supports rotating around early to find those early kills with the Raw. But Nightfall just got nothing out of this. Pure 2, 4, and 5 on the Naga Siren as well. GPK 5, 2, and 5. I think he picked up a couple of those with the Thunder God's Wrath as well. But one move looking incredibly dominant in this game, and BetBoom not looking like the contenders for the top position like everyone thinks they're going to be.
Well, overall, the downfall of BetBoom did start off in the Nightfall lane, right? The second that tower dropped down, people sometimes feel like that's not the most important tower. In this game in particular, it was the most important access point, not only to take over the jungle, but to destroy what BetBoom wanted to do with their lineup, how they wanted to play. Heroes like the Lycan, Beastmaster, Brood, if you take away their tier 1 tower, which is incredibly hard to do, mind you, but if you do manage to do it, the heroes fall off significantly because their strength comes from that tower being alive. So even if they have a bad lane, their teammates rotate, they take the tower, and the hero continues doing what he was meant to do. But with that tower going down, it is a problem. So BetBoom, I still think that they're quite strong if they play their classic lineups, and that is crush the lanes, be so strong, and win against the enemies just from you being mechanically better. But if they're showcasing time and time again that when they have an idea and they cannot execute it, that could be a problem for the future of the team.
Yeah, and again, one move looking incredibly impressive. So would you expect here BetBoom to try and match this early aggression coming out into the second game? Because one move played that incredibly well. So are they going to try and look to throw it back in the face of one move in game number 2?
Yeah, I'm expecting BetBoom to try to go, with their standard, let's have strong lanes, let's have strong transition into the early mid game, and just show you what we're made of. That's what they're best at. And as BetBoom, you just cannot allow yourself to lose another series.
Okay, well, we'll find out what's going to happen, guys. But first, we have a break coming up, so we'll see you for game number 2 right after this.